It's gonna be an amazing experience. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. It's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and so much love has been behind this whole experience. Good luck. I'll be right there with you.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel here today, and we're back from The Walking Dead final season discussion video for episode 4, Take Us Back. And in today's video, I will be discussing the possibility of multiple/different endings for episode 4, Take Us Back. Since this is the last episode of Clementine's journey and of The Walking Dead series, at least with this story, it is highly likely we will get multiple endings with the foreshadowing, the achievements, as well as some AMA posts that I'll be breaking down in this video. I want you guys to leave down below in the comments, do you think there's going to be multiple endings? And if not, how do you think the one ending will go? In this video, I'm specifically going to be discussing multiple endings and what I think they could do with different endings. So, let me know. Make sure you smack a like, hit that sub if you're new, and hope you guys enjoy, and let's get straight into it. So firstly, let's talk about the past of The Walking Dead. Season 1, we ended up having one definitive ending with 2 potential outcomes, which again is a highly likely possibility if there is not multiple endings. Remember where Clementine made the decision to either shoot Lee or make him turn. Either way, it still ends up pretty much the same other than Lee's fate. Clementine goes, into the open meadow fields, and she ends up seeing Omid and Krista in the distance, and it fades to black with Take Us Back, the song playing. Season 2 was very different. Multiple endings. We had 3 different multiple endings with 5 potentialities. We had the first potentiality, again, it was between shooting Kenny and Jane, but that decision led to so many different endings. The first ending was, again, we could make a decision to let Jane die and go with Kenny, and that Kenny outcome could even lead to a different thing. We could shoot Kenny there. We could leave him. But either way, that would go into the alone ending. But it led into a factor of having Kenny going into the Wellington or leaving him. And that was eventually even 2 different endings there. But you had it with Kenny. Jane, you had pretty much one definitive ending, but with a different choice of letting the family in or letting them not in. And the alone ending pretty much ended off the same. You had a lot of characters that could live or die. And again, remember, we don't want to talk about how Season 3 executed that, but there was 3 different endings. Alone, with Kenny, with Jane, and you could say even a 4th ending with, going into Wellington with AJ. So you potentially even had 4 endings. Season 3, we had 1 ending with Clementine going alone, but you had multiple ways it could have been going, whether you went with Kate. Clementine made that decision whether you went with Kate, whether you went with Gabe and David, and that resulted in either one of them's dying. And again, pretty much one different ending with Clementine going off distance saying, I'm going to go find you, AJ. So it's likely that, again, this is the final episode. We should get multiple endings. And let me go into some AMA points that back up this, what I'm saying. About a month and a half ago, Ian from Skybound responded to someone's comment here that says, there's got to be at least one ending where she dies. Half of the community believes the best ending is her dying, and the other half believes the best ending is her living. They want to deliver on endings everyone will be satisfied with. This is such a split opinion, there is almost has to be one with her dying and one with her living, someone commented. He responded, please remember this post when you've all played 404. Now, I'm not going to say this is confirmation of anything. It is not confirmation. But this... it's pretty much near confirmation that there is going to be multiple endings, and it could entitle one with Clementine living and one with her dying. Because yes, this person is right. There is a lot of split among people about whether they think the best ending is maybe having an emotional, sad ending like Season 1 with Clementine dying, or would you rather have a happy, good-lucky, just triumphant ending where Clementine and AJ have a happy ending and it fades to black where they live, and mostly maybe a couple people die but they end up surviving. But yes, there's going to be, I'd give you guys an 85% chance there's going to be multiple endings. Let's go into some more backup of this multiple endings potentiality. So Kent Model had an interesting comment to say how they kind of thought of the ending of the final season, how the ending of Take Us Back is going to work, without really giving us a definitive answer. He basically summed it up as, we thought very hard about what would be an ending that fans would love and would feel like a fitting conclusion to the very specific and harrowing journey Clementine has been on. What I can basically picture from that is that they want an ending that people are going to be satisfied with. Now, again, a lot of people, I'm going to say majority, even though earlier I talked about, oh, the community is split about, no, I don't think they're split. I think majority of the people want Clementine to live. Now, that's not going to confirm anything about Clementine living. I think they want to, again, like that person that Reddit comment talked about, I think they want to have an ending that, they want to make everybody happy. They want to have people that will be happy with Clementine dying. They want people to be happy with Clementine living. And again, based on what I've seen on my YouTube comment section, there's nobody that wants Clementine to die, other than maybe a couple trolls once in a while. But what I basically think is going to happen on this comment, it even gives me more confidence that they're going to do multiple endings to try and satisfy this crowd of, diverse opinions about how they want this story to end and how they want Clementine's, harrowing journey, how they want it to strictly end. And one more point we'll go through here before I talk about potentialities. And this is a very well-made comment. It's a great question. It's a great response by Ian from Skybound. Someone had asked, will the ending of the final season, that, again, if there is multiple endings, will it be centralized based on choices not just from the final episode, but from where, again, our past choices in episodes 1, 2, and 3 will affect how it ends? And Ian responded, this one's from our editorial team. Your choices all along in how you encourage AJ, who you romance, how you treat your friends, that all adds up in the final episode. So he's saying AJ's psyche, how you've taught AJ, how you've, taught him to act, especially probably that end choice with shooting Lily or not. Who you romance, Lewis or Violet, how you treated them, especially how, again, saving Lewis or Violet in episode 2. How you treat your friends, how you've treated 10, Ruby, Sim, Minerva, even though she's not really a friend, but again, people remember that with relationship triangles. Maybe even Lily, if she's alive, James. That all adds up in the final episode. So you're going to see the multiple endings, if there are multiple endings, be very impacted by our past choices, and I think especially going to be, impacted by how episode 4 goes. So let's talk about what I think, how the endings are going to go. So let's get straight into that. So I believe there's going to be multiple endings. I think there's going to be 3 potential endings. The first ending is going to be where Clementine dies, turns, whatever you want to call it, and AJ makes that decision, either kill her or let her turn. Same as the full circle movement of season 1 with Lee Everett, and we have basically a repeat of that. And it fades to black, and maybe we get an emotional after-credit scene with AJ burying Clementine at the boarding school or something like that, or AJ saying goodbye. The second ending, where we could have AJ dying and Clementine living, where I see Clementine, maybe the exact opposite of what I said, where Clementine is going to put AJ out of his misery if he's bitten or turned, and she has to move on from that. The third potential ending is where Clementine and AJ will both die, and everyone else will live, and we'll get an emotional scene at the ending with them burying Clementine and AJ saying, maybe like an emotional, like, rip Clementine on a tombstone. We're all going to cry our eye sockets out. Rip Clementine and AJ, thank you for saving us. Because think about this, Clementine has saved this boarding school group because Marlon would have ended up probably trading them with Raiders, and maybe even if he didn't, the Raiders would have came and taken him. So Clementine has accomplished this by exploring that boat in episode 3. It does not look like Lily and the Delta is going to be able to take all of the people, our boarding school people, away. But again, the fate of all of them surviving is going to be probably very different. Now, the achievements for episode 4 Take Us Back, I've discussed these before, and there's potentiality where these could entitle multiple endings. Again, the last achievement for episode 4 Take Us Back is called Savior, completed Act 3. And the Savior word hints that Clementine is going to be a savior in some kind of way. And this is it. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm very nervous, and these achievements are all making me worried, but this just hints that something sad's going to happen, but in some kind of saving way. Hopefully Clementine doesn't save everybody and she dies herself, because that'd be depressing as hell. The first achievement I want to talk about is called Goodbye. Now, up until now, the secret achievements really haven't been that important. This is one of the secret achievements for episode 4, and it's called Goodbye. Did all you could. Now, on PC Steam, some of the names are different. This ends up being the same still, but it says, did all you could, and it appears somebody's arm is getting chopped off here. So I think in a potential ending, somebody got bitten, and you have to chop off somebody's arm. And could this be a potential ending where, again, it hints that Clementine did all she could to survive or help someone else to survive? This just gives me a hint. When you see somebody's hand, it makes me think that someone's hand's going to get chopped off. And could this constitute an ending where maybe Clementine survives, but she has no hand? Possibility. The next one, I highly think this one's connected with an ending, because the foreshadowing we've had in past episodes of this. The achievement is called Promise. It is a secret achievement. It's called Said You'd Never Leave. And on PC, the Steam ones, it's got a different name. It's called Better Life. And this name, Better Life, Promise. Remember in episode 3, James had talked about walkers and how part of them is still there. And AJ talked about, if Clementine gets bitten, I want you to bite me back. Or if we're both bitten, we could be together, but it's a different kind of together. And could this hint at this better life? Instead of being in this apocalypse, Ten has talked about this in his drawings, somewhere at the end we're going to be on the other side. We're going to be in a better place than some crummy boarding school. And could this constitute them being together, kind of like some kind of heaven scene where we see Kenny, Lee, and they're together holding hands? Man, that would be such an emotional ending, but I think it is a potentiality, and Better Life does hint that, again, that being walkers, that could constitute them having a better life. Last one I want to talk about is You and Me. Came full circle. This hints a lot at an ending where Clementine and AJ live. The full circle movement, I have talked about this before in the achievement breakdown video. It's basically where you started, you're coming back to it in the ending. So, again, could this be with Clementine and AJ both turning into walkers? Could this be with Clementine and AJ at the end being on the road alone again? Or is it them at the boarding school with, maybe the remnants of the survivors, but it's just them together, you and me, full circle. We came with Clementine and Lee, and we end with Clementine and AJ. I personally think these achievements don't constitute multiple endings. I think they're going to pretty much be keeping these kind of secret, but if they do, then these secret achievements probably will be part of the multiple endings and how they work out in that. But I'm rambling on here, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smack a like, hit that sub. Let me know if you guys think there's going to be multiple endings in the final season of The Walking Dead. Episode 4, Take Us Back. And who's going to live, who's going to die, we'll talk about that when we get to death predictions. But we are almost a month away, guys. It's crazy to say that, but we are getting really close. The time is ticking. We are about 3 days away from a month being away from the trailer. 3 days and a month from the trailer for episode 4, Take Us Back. So I want to thank y'all so much again, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.